colic in horses. I wish to give an overview, discuss clinical signs, causes, and treatment of this condition. I've owned horses since I was 12 years old. I have lots of real-life experience with this condition. Currently, I am a student of a large animal veterinarian, and I feel that I have credibility and knowledge to inform my audience about such a topic. Have you ever had a horrible stomachache? Well, colic is a horse's version of a stomachache, in which there are a variety of causes. I hope to give a clear understanding of colic in general, how to look for it, and how to treat it. Let's begin by breaking down colic so that it is easy to understand, starting with an overview of the condition. Colic is a very broad term for abdominal pain caused by a range of different disorders. Although that number of causes is overwhelming, there are plenty of common clinical signs that help veterinarians determine and diagnose the type of colic. To break this down easy, I have created a tree chart breaking down colic. We have colic at the top, and colic is abdominal pain caused by distension, which I will talk about here in a second. And with distension comes 3 different types of colic: gas colic, impaction, and a twisted intestine. Each type of different colic has different causes, but each different type of colic, they all share same clinical signs, which I will be talking about here momentarily. According to Equine Research Publications, 1977, distension is bloating or swelling in the stomach, and this distension is the main cause of colic in horses. Improper movements of the digestive tract or a blockage caused by buildup of feed, fluid, or gas is the main cause of distension in a colic episode. To further state Equine Research Publications 1977, when there is improper movement of buildup of materials, it results in a reflex reaction that causes the area of the stomach to contract and spasm. If these reflexes go on for too long, the muscles will fatigue. When this happens, the horse cannot feel any pain, but can be poisoned by its own intestinal toxins. In most cases of colic, symptoms are very noticeable, and the condition can be diagnosed quickly. Visual symptoms are mostly from abdominal pain. According to Equine Research Publications 1977, these visual symptoms are violent pawing, sweating, kicking, biting at the stomach, laying down, and thrashing. Most horses will abandon food and water as well. Further research done by Equine Research Publications 1977, due to the effects of shock, temperature will be lowered, along with elevated pulse depending on the cause of the pain. Now that I have given an overview of colic and listed common clinical signs, there are many different causes of colic that all show the same symptoms. Put in the shortest way possible, there are 2 main types of colic: impaction colic and gas colic. Because of the time crunch, I will only be discussing impaction. Research done by University of Minnesota, impaction colic is where there is a buildup or blockage in the colon. They also say that the primary cause of impaction is food intake. Sudden change of food due dry food or not chewing food sufficiently. Lack of water intake can also be an onset of impaction. Dehydration due to weather or extreme exercise are contributors. In my personal experience as a horse owner, I have found many cases of colic with my own animals, as well as I've also been a part of many emergency cases. I have observed that most colic episodes are seasonal due to weather change. One other main cause of impaction is dirt or sand intake when the horse is eating. Horses that are fed on the dirt or sand or graze in pastures are prone to have a buildup of sand over time. This eventually leads to colic. Michigan State University stated this. Now that I've discussed impaction colic, it is important to know how it is treated. Treatment falls into 2 categories: what the horse owner can do and what the veterinarian can do. Thankfully, for the condition of colic, there are some practices that the horse owner can do. Walking the horse around is helpful, according to AAP.org. It prevents the horse from laying down and thrashing, which can lead to twisted intestine. It can also help the digestive tract move the impaction of gas. Additionally, food should be removed to avoid the pack from getting worse. This was research done by University of Minnesota. It is always better to contact the veterinarian too early than too late. So after making the best diagnostic possible as a horse owner, it is imperative to contact your veterinarian. According to University of Minnesota, When the veterinarian arrives, they will conduct a routine physical exam and check vitals. In most cases, this determines the severity of the colic. In most common cases of impaction colic, a tube will be passed through the horse's nose into the stomach. With this tube, the contents of the stomach can be removed, and a mixture of mineral oil and electrolytes can be added to help the impaction clear. In closing, although most of you don't own horses, you are now all pros at the common but complicated condition of colic. To review, you have learned an overview about colic, an extensive breakdown of how it is diagnosed, different clinical signs, and one of two different types of colic and how that type of colic is treated. I do hope it was interesting, and maybe you learned something new that you didn't think you would never know. So now that you know about colic, take what you've learned and impress your family and friends at the dinner table. And who knows, maybe with your future horse, you won't have to worry about that vet bill. Thank you.